Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Naimbag nga aldaw kinyayo amin. Buenas, Guam. This is Sally Aquino, your host of Kababayan, kasali kayo. Ito yung segment number 3, August 27, which is Election Day. So exciting at napaka-importanting araw ang Sabado dahil magaganap ngayon ang primary election kung saan ay maaring magbago ang ating gobernador at lieutenant gobernador at saka maaring magbago rin kung sino ang mga pipiliin na senador. So, mga kababayan, siguraduhin ninyong bumoto kayo dahil napaka-importante po ang inyong mga votes. It will make a big difference kung mamimili kayo ng leader na maitataguyod tayo for the future sa mga henerasyon na darating. Ang primary po, tatandaan ninyo, ang primary election ay bipartisan po yan. May Democratic side at may Republican side. So, ang mangyayari, kung boboto kayo sa Democrat side, kailangan stick kayo doon. Doon lang kayo boboto. Hindi kayo pwedeng mag-crossover sa Republican. Po. So, kung boboto naman kayo ng Republican, hindi kayo pwedeng mag-crossover sa Democrat. Dito lang kayo. Okay? Ngayon, sa Attorney General, hindi ho, walang party-party yan. So, ang tumatakbo sa Attorney General, si Levin Camacho at saka si Doug Moylan. So, yan, kahit na bumoto kayo ng Democrat o kaya Republican, yung iboboto nyo sa Attorney General, walang bahid ho yun. Walang, it will count whether you vote them or not. Okay? Ngayon, sa Democrat, ang tumatakbo po sa Democrat ay itong nakaupong gobernador natin, ang all-in Lou and Josh, at saka ang kalaban ay si former Congressman Michael San Nicolas and Sabrina Salas Matanani ang naglalaban ngayon for governor and lieutenant governor. Sa Republican naman po, unopposed o kaya walang kalaban po si former Governor Felix Camacho at saka yung kanyang running mate na si Tony Ada. So wala silang kalaban. Sure in na yan. But I know that they have to garner a certain, I think something like 3% or of votes. Kailangang makakuha pa rin sila ng 3% votes. So tatandaan ninyo, walang crossover po. Ngayon, ang mananalo sa Democrat at saka sa kung sino ang mananalo sa Democrat between Lou and Josh and Michael San Nicolas and Sabrina Matanani, yun ang a-advance sa general election. At kung sino ang manalo sa Democrat, yun ang kakalabanin ni former Governor Felix Camacho. Ngayon, pagdating ho sa general election, sa November 1, pwede na ho kayong mag-crossover. Okay? But do not select, wag kayong pipili ng more than 15 senators. Okay po? Tatandaan po natin yan. Yan po ang magbubukas so ang mga precincts. At alam ko karamihan yan, lahat ay ang mga precincts ay nasa mga eskwelahan sa buong all over the island. So wag niyong kakalimutan, mag-uumpisa ang voting ng alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 8 po ng gabi. Pagkatapos ng alas 8, wala na ho, tapos na ho yung, mag-close na ho po yung mga precincts. Kung hindi kayo nakakasigurado kung saan kayo boboto, I believe it will be published in the paper. Publish yan sa sari-saring newspaper. O kaya tumawag po kayo, hindi, Sabado. Hindi na pwedeng tumawag. Diba? So ganun po, huwag niyong kakalimutan mga kababayan. Hindi ko na, ito na ang pinakahuling araw na sasabihin ko sa iyo sa inyo kung gaano kaimportante ang inyong iboboto nitong primary po. Okay, so habang nagkakape po kayo at habang okay, mamasyal kayo muna diyan sa sa flea market, magko-commercial break muna po tayo. Tapos pagbabalik natin, meron akong guest in studio na may napakagandang advocacy. Abangan po natin yan. We'll have a short commercial.
We are agents of change, shining the light on corruption, land scams, children being raped, growing violence, and the wrecking ball of poverty. While we have grown and been able to expose many of the dark corners of our islands because of the confidence you and our advertisers have placed in us, there still is so much more to do, so much more to clean. Kandit's flame must grow brighter. Fuel this fire. If you want the light shined on corruption in our governments, rape and violence against children and women, land scams and poverty, then advertise with us or sponsor our programming in Guam and the CNMI. Call us at 671-922-NEWS or email us at advertise@candidnews.com. This is the future. Fuel this fire.
Good morning again. Welcome back to the segment number 2 of Kababayan, Kasali Kayo. And on this portion, we're going to talk in English because the lady that I have here in studio, her advocacy, she's going to talk about her advocacy, and which is a very good advocacy that would benefit the entire community. So let me introduce to you a dear friend who, by profession, she's an architect. She worked as a visual director for department for duty-free shoppers, and for so many years, I think that was the only job she had. And we went to the same university in the Philippines, and so I am so pleased to introduce to you, and I'm sure you know her because she's all over the island with her with the association advertisement. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome the executive director of the Guam Diabetes Association. Welcome, Winnie, and thanks for coming in early this morning.
Thank you, Sally, for your nice introduction. Hi.
So tell me, after you retired from DFS, did you get into this association
Yes.
with your husband,
Yes.
Carl?
Yeah.
Right.
With
Okay.
Carl. Yeah.
But who started this organization?
A group of in 1992, a group of nurses and nutritionists and an attorney formed this organization, and it was inactive for 10 years.
It was active for 10 years.
Inactive.
Oh,
Active for
inactive.
10 years.
Okay.
So 1992 to 1982, it was founded by
Okay.
this group of people in the GMH, the hospital, and then they were inactive for 10 years. And
Wow.
my husband is a diabetic, and he wants to to get a support group, for diabetics. So he attended one of their meetings, and then there were only 7 people in that meeting, and they elected in the hospital cafeteria, and they elected him the president, and that's after 10 years.
The same players, the same people who founded, the doctors and nurses. Wow.
For 10
Okay.
years. So he organized this organization and changed the name from Diabetic Association of Guam to Guam Diabetes Association. So they said he founded this Guam Diabetes Association because of the change of the names. And then he hired the accountant, our accountant, Frank Leon Guerrero. He's a professor at UOG, and he's a CPA, and he was the one who applied for the nonprofit status. So we're nonprofit because of Frank.
Okay, so when it started in 1982, they were not incorporated yet.
They were, but they're
Oh.
not nonprofit yet.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
my
kind of
when
confusing.
my husband found out that they're non-profit, he hired the accountant to do the process to become a non-profit organization, so we can do fundraising or we can solicit
Okay.
donation, and
Right.
that's how it started. And then
So when did Carl started it?
1992.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it became a nonprofit organization in 1992.
No, he started it, and
Right.
then he started the process. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we became nonprofit several years around 1998.
Okay.
I have to check on that because I know he took over the organization 1992, and then he hired that accountant to go to tax and revenue and all this process.
Right, right.
Yeah.
For the documentation.
Documentation.
To have the status as nonprofit. So how did you build up your membership? What
Well,
was
as you know, Carl is good in sales. He's a salesman. And we built up the organization from 7 to more than 100. Yeah.
how many
Membership.
members? How many
Now-
members do you have now?
Now we only have 45 active. Yeah. And then
Why? Why do you only have 45 active when diabetes is so rampant in this
Yeah,
in our island?
right now, I mean, at present, we only have 45 now because of the COVID. We don't have the 45 are actually volunteers. Yeah, volunteers, and then they have family members who are diabetics.
I
So
see.
the 45 is just a support group for us. Yeah, and this is really the core group, the 45.
Okay,
Because
so
we
let-
have over 100 before.
Oh, okay. So let me understand is it's not so much you're not so much trying to attract people with the disease to become a member of this organization. You just want a core group who who can help you on your outreach program.
Yeah, and we also invite the people who has the disease, the diabetes, so they can participate in our education diabetes education program, like last Tuesday, no, um, what's the date of that? Two Tuesdays ago, we have our the diabetes education session at the now we transfer to Dedido Senior Center,
Oh,
and we have
okay.
diabetics who came, we have even type 1 diabetics,
So it's not at the Micronesia Mall because I
No.
used to see you guys at the
Yeah, we
at-
do outreaches in the Micronesian Mall. We do it at Koshiles, we do it at Payless supermarkets, and we do it
okay.
anywhere, offices, we do outreaches, um, other locations,
And what happens during the outreach approach
Okay,
when you're
we're in partnership. We're in partnership with the Guam Nurses Association,
Okay.
and also we invite the pharmacist also association. So in our outreach, we have a doctor there to do counseling, and then we do testing, glucose testing, and then blood pressure testing, and we used to do cholesterol testing. But right now, our machine, the strips for our machine got discontinued, so we're gonna have to order another cholesterol machine, So, and we have, if their blood sugar is elevated, what we do is we refer them to our counseling table, which is Dr. Carrera or whoever is present there, yeah. And our advisors, we have Dr. Safa as one of our advisors, and
So
Dr.
when
Carrera.
let's say when a patient comes to you during this a patient
Outreach.
when an individual comes to you during the outreach time
Mhm.
and you do a blood test or a sugar test, right? So if his blood sugar is high, he goes to the counseling. Okay. Are they able to dispense something, a medicine, a medication to that individual if his blood sugar is so high?
No, we have to refer them to their primary physician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we cannot just dispense. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to refer them.
Even with the licensed doctors
Yeah,
in the
it's-
group.
Yeah, because they should have a primary physician.
What if they don't?
If they don't, they go to. We have public health represented also in our outreach.
I see.
Yeah.
So you
So-
can only refer them if they
Mhm.
don't have an insurance, for example, or a doctor.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Primary physician. So you can refer them to
Yeah.
public health, and still public health cannot dispense.
Yeah, that's one thing with our organization. Our bylaws doesn't doesn't let us give supplies individually. We can do we promote diabetes awareness through education and outreach.
Okay.
Community outreach.
Mhm.
That's our mission. That's the mission. Promote awareness through diabetes education and outreaches. But we cannot give supplies to individual unless somebody donates to us and we have it on hand and say, oh, we have extra, maybe you can have some, like
I
the
see. Okay.
pharmacy last year, last conference, the pharmacists association, or through Rexall, I think, because Mildred was the one who gave it to us, donated a walker to us, So we can give those away, the one that's being donated to us. Or they donate glucometer to us, and those are, if we have extras, we give it away to the whoever needs it. But our Constitution really
does not allow
does not
you
allow us to do that.
to
To individual,
especially maybe the
yeah, to
medication.
individual. It has to. We have to stick to our mission, promote awareness
Mhm.
through diabetes education and outreaches to the community.
So Winnie, how many on a given, how often do you have the outreach
Once
for?
a month.
Once a month.
Once a month or sometimes twice a month. Depends on who asks, who request outreaches.
I see.
But we already have
Okay.
established. Koshulas has three. Koshulas has three supermarkets. And Koshulas is our major sponsor. Yeah.
Interesting. That's
Yes.
nice.
And also we're partnership also with Payless. They're also our sponsors.
Mhm.
So we go to
Good.
all the Koshulas and all the supermarkets. The
Not
Payless
simultaneously
supermarkets.
though.
No,
Not
no, 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 no.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we schedule it.
And Winnie, how many people come to the outreach program
The outreach program.
at a given once a month?
Yeah.
Outreach program.
We have the traffic. Yeah, Koshulas, when you go to Koshulas to have the outreach, we don't even advertise it anymore because that we have the traffic there, the customers, and we put a sign outside the building said we're conducting this and that, the health screening, and then they just come in,
Yeah,
and then we have the traffic. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
we go to Payless, and
Yeah.
we have their traffic also there.
I
you
can
know.
walk in.
Yes.
And just out of curiosity, right? I can walk in to find out if I'm diabetic. Okay, I don't have to be diabetic to come. I could if I'm a diabetic. If I'm diabetic, I could still consult with you,
Oh,
with
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
organization.
Not
But-
from me because I'm
I
not
know,
a doctor.
I know. But any individual, like if you do outreach at Payless, for example, right? Anybody can walk in and say,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
let me see if I'm diabetic, right?
Yeah. Last Saturday we were at Payless, in Mighty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
From what time to what time?
we were there from 9 to 1.
9
Yeah.
to 1. So
Yeah.
that's how many hours? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 4 hours.
That's 4 hours.
How many people do? Oh,
Depends,
yeah.
Yeah.
Must be a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And we gauge it from our strips. Because the strips, the glucose strips,
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes, when I give supplies, to the nurses, said, okay, here's your supply. We have 3 containers, and I put 100, 100, 100 in each container.
Per table.
Per table.
Okay.
Yeah, per container, per table. And then at the end of the outreach, I check the strips, how many were used.
Yes.
And that's how I determined how many came, But sometimes, they don't want the testing. They just want their blood pressure or they just want counseling, So
okay,
I give
okay.
allowance to those,
Right.
for the numbers. So it depends around 200, when I get 150 strips, missing already. I said, that's been used, So maybe we have around 200 who came to this outreach, Yeah.
How many do you think of that 200 have diabetes?
Well, it's hard to say because
You guys don't keep track of that,
no, we
right?
do.
You do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, because we have a piece of we without their names. Because the confidentiality, So we just give them what their blood sugar, what their blood pressure is, and then what?
So
We
you don't
give it
ask for their names
No,
because
no, no.
of privacy.
Privacy.
Okay.
So, and we're very successful in that, I mean, getting some of them. There, sometimes you'll get shocked, what when they come, sometimes there was one person who came to our outreach with a 600 blood sugar, and then we told,
my
and then
goodness.
they came to me and said, Winnie, what shall we do?
What's the normal? What's the normal blood sugar?
The normal blood sugar, you
Is
know,
it-
it depends on the
Is it 280?
no no
or-
no no no
Oh,
no.
no.
One,
What is it, Zach?
no, we have
I don't know.
the non-fasting blood
Uh-huh.
sugar, and then
Uh-huh.
yeah, I have it in my yeah, but
So 600 is way
oh wow,
too high.
yeah, it has to
That's
be
a walking.
Yeah.
That's a walking dead
yeah,
already,
uh-huh.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Was this person overweight? Was this person
Yes, obese.
overweight? Obese.
Obese, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I should have. I have that big board, you know,
Yeah.
that shows
Well, next time.
The-
Next time. Don't worry
the
about
blood
it.
pressure normal, you know.
Yeah.
The blood pressure, of course, is one. I'm normal.
120
121, you know.
Over 80, right?
Over 75 or something.
Right.
That's mine, and they told me I'm normal.
So what happened when you informed this or this person that his blood sugar is way too high?
We told them that it's like you have to go to your primary physician, you know, because it's really scary. They're
So if the outreach was on a Sunday, and his primary or her primary doctor or physician is closed, the clinic is closed. His clinic is closed on Sunday. Do you, because of this case,
go to the emergency.
go to the
Oh,
emergency
for
because
600,
that's considered
600. That's really that's
yeah.
really scary already, you
Yeah.
know. But surprisingly, this person didn't even know.
Of course not. Maybe he's in denial. Maybe he knows. Maybe he feels something, but he's just scared. You know, because I went through that experience. You know, my family's illness is diabetes and high blood and heart problem,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
and that combination. So you know, when I lived in the Philippines for 3 years, I'm always groggy. I'm always, tired. So I decided one day, and I just walked across, so close. My doctor's clinic is so close. So I walked
Oh.
over there, and I said, and she's my primary, and I said, Doc, how come I'm feeling like this, and I'm getting rashes too?
Oh wow.
And so she said, let me do a blood test. And, so did all kinds of tests. And they found out I'm just starting to have diabetes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You're
But right.
pre-diabetic.
Yeah. But when they made me fill out this sheet, right? So the kind of food that I've been eating, right? So I'm into
Oh,
vegetables.
that's good.
Yeah. But when I lived in Manila, you know how inexpensive mangoes are.
Oh, I know. I
Right?
love mangoes.
So the doctor said, when she was looking into my chart, she goes, how many mangoes do you eat a day? A day. I said, oh doc, my favorite fruit. I eat about 3 whole, not halves, not. So she goes, oh, that's the reason why, when you eat mango, because it's very rich in sugar,
Oh, my husband loves mangoes.
you should only eat half.
No, he
Yeah.
ate the whole thing.
Yeah, and don't eat it every day. So she, when she tried to prescribe medicine to me, and I was in denial. I said, no, doc, I'll just cut down on the fruit and I'll exercise. And I was exercising every day.
So you're
And
no longer, your blood sugar went down?
as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know,
Less
it went
than a
down.
Less than 100?
Yeah, but my cholesterol is kind of you know, high up there. So that's another problem.
Well, exercise, I think, will help. I exercise 2 hours every day, but my exercise is my gardening, you know. Yeah, like I like gardening, you know, and then
Right, you just
yeah.
have to keep
Yeah.
moving and,
And then
make sure
I
that
just
you
walk
sweat.
around the house, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And then I garden. When I garden, you know, when I pull the weeds, you know, I pull it like not like that, just like this. So it's an exercise, you know.
Exercise for you. Oh, that's interesting. Now, do you mind if I ask you, um, was Carl before he passed away? Was he did he have a bad case of diabetes?
Well, actually, he died of Alzheimer's, you know. Yeah, because well,
Okay.
I read in one of the doc- documents, you know, that Alzheimer's is also a type of diabetes, you know. Yeah,
Mm,
I read about that, you know.
interesting.
Yeah, it's not, there's no type 1, type 2. Of course, there's a type 1 and type 2. And Alzheimer's, I don't know yet if they type that, you know. But
Yeah.
I read about it, you know, and that's also part of diabetes.
And how old was Carl when he died?
He died at the age of 74. Yeah, that's 5 years ago, you know, 5 years ago. 2017,
Mhm.
2017, right?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
How about you, Winnie? Do you have diabetes?
No, I don't have a diabetes.
Thank
Luckily, I
goodness.
don't because I love. Oh, I love all the
Carbohydrates, sugar, fatty
yeah.
food.
No, and I'm also scared of needles. You know, I'm also scared of needles. I'm the one
Yeah.
giving Carl insulin. You know.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know, I've always known you to be tall and slim, very fit, but even that is deceiving,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some people who are, have nice body, they're not fat. Still, they could
Oh,
get
yeah,
it because
yeah.
it could be through genetic also.
Yeah, it's genetic.
Genes.
Genetic,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Diabetes is genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give a statistic on Guam, can you imagine?
Yes.
Guam has 14.7%
Of the total population.
population.
14.7.
And then USA and the territories is 10.8. Can you imagine? We're higher than the USA.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe because of all the fiestas we have. Carl didn't get diabetes until he came to Guam because of all the fiestas, all the steaks and all the barbecues, and he loves banana cream pie.
So at 14%, we're talking about,
What's the population of Guam?
let's say at 200,000, because we're almost 200,000, 68,000?
Well, if that's 14 points, what's that?
14.7?
That's
Yeah,
that's from
almost 70,000. There are more diabetic people than registered voters on the island.
well, Yeah.
There's only 57,000
And you know
registered
what?
voters.
according to public health fact sheet here,
Right?
the fact sheet states that 50% of the population is in denial, you know, undiagnosed. 50% is undiagnosed. That's coming from public health.
Okay.
And then it says here,
They don't want to go to the doctor, and even
It's
when they feel
undiagnosed,
something,
yeah.
they don't want to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's in denial.
yeah,
Okay.
and then it says 12% of adults in Guam are living with type 2 diabetes.
What's the difference between type 1 and type 2?
Type 1 is when you get it when you're childhood. Yeah, and then your pancreas doesn't produce insulin.
Insulin.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so normally we have type 1 diabetes that comes to us, and they're still, kids, they're kids, yeah.
Right.
And then type 2 is adult onset diabetes. Can you imagine? But we have a lot of 12% is adult onset, which is type 2. And the reason for that is our diet here, yeah, our fiesta.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. Yeah,
Are we higher but per capita?
per capita.
We're higher than the United States
Mm-hmm.
per capita.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's coming from CDC. I have one of our board members is from public health. It's Patrick Luces. You know Patrick?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's now the FCG president, I think.
Oh, he got elected already?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
He's in. Yeah, I
He's
know
in
Patrick.
already.
Well, I know of him. I don't know him
When
personally.
was the election? I didn't know. I know he was running for president.
Oh, he is the incoming.
Oh,
I
really?
believe
So
so.
I'm gonna call because
Yeah.
he's the one who's selecting guest speakers for our monthly diabetes session.
So what about Patrick? What's he doing for the association?
He's the one who's providing us these fact sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From CDC.
Oh, because
and
he
from
works for public health.
public health. So
Okay.
she provides the fact sheets for us, and then he gets us the monthly our monthly speakers, like
Oh,
today
okay.
he called me up. When I have a speaker for next month, I said, and the name is Ovita. Oh, Patrick, you have to tell me.
When you
Ovita.
have a membership, you have a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how often how often is your membership when you bring in a guest speaker?
Once a month.
Once
every
a month.
every third Tuesday of the month we have
Mhm.
diabetes session. That's membership and diabetes session.
And where is this held when
This
you
will
have a
be,
guest speaker?
We have it at the Dedido Senior Citizen.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's where we have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about. You mentioned to me about a conference that's coming up in
Oh
November.
yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Oh, the conference.
Let the public know.
Okay. It will be our 23rd
Anniversary, right?
23rd Guam Diabetes Annual Conference.
Oh,
it-
annual
and,
conference.
for 2 years we didn't have a face-to-face. This will be a face-to-face conference. For the last 2 years we had a virtual conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, virtual because of the COVID.
Because of the COVID.
Yeah, but this time we're gonna have a face-to-face, and we already have 3 speakers for the conference. We have from St. Luke's, we have Dr. Carla Fernando. From the medical
Nice.
city in the Philippines,
Okay.
we have Dr. Catherine. No, from the medical city, we have Dr. Banal, Catherine Banal,
Mhm.
and we have a local speaker. Maybe you know her. She's also from UST.
Who's this?
She's from GRMC. It's Dr. Milay
No.
Yang.
No.
Dr. Yang. Dr. Milay Yang.
No,
Melissa Yang. She's
Okay.
from GRMC. And she's
Okay.
also our alumni of UST.
So every day you have a different speaker.
Not every. No.
No,
It's
is
only
it?
one.
Oh, it's only one day.
It's only
Okay.
one day.
So they're gonna talk on
They're
that
gonna
day.
talk 40
Okay.
minutes and then question and answers. And then we used to have panels.
Mhm.
But it limits them to answer questions, that 3 speakers. So what we decided this year is no panels. We're just gonna have 3 speakers, and we'll give them more time to answer questions. Yeah.
Why do you need a panel? What for?
Yeah, for the local, for the local doctors. But not this time.
Mhm.
We're just gonna have the 3 speakers.
Yeah. When you bring in guests from other countries, like, well, I know you guys are bringing in three or two from the
Two
Philippines,
from
right?
the Philippines this time.
So do you get a lot of participation or attendance from
Oh,
the
yeah.
local doctors?
Oh yeah, even the
Okay.
local doctors,
Yeah.
they participate. Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you choose your speakers?
Well, it depends on our theme.
Okay.
Our theme this year is who cares. Excuse me. Who cares for diabetes? That's our theme this year.
Who cares for
Yeah,
diabetes?
So
Yeah.
we asked those three speakers to select what topic they're gonna
Talk
they're gonna
about.
talk about.
Okay.
Who cares
Mhm.
for diabetes, of course. And then I asked Rods from Guam Webs to do our cover of the cover of the booklet. Rods is always the one who does this,
Mhm,
from Guam Webs. So the cover, he's designing the cover, and he's asking us, give me some feedback on how they want the cover. Who cares for diabetes? And then think about it. Who cares for diabetes? The community, the
Mhm.
caregiver, your physician, the
Your
nurses,
family.
your family,
Your
So,
neighbors.
so we gave him some ideas on how
Right.
to do the cover, because our theme is who cares for diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this conference is only one day, and it
Yeah.
starts from 10:30.
No,
Oh no,
it's-
lunch is. What time does it start?
Yeah, here. It's
Okay, let me
that's
read it.
yeah.
Okay, so this is November 12th. For your information.
This is last 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is November 12th, which is a Saturday.
Saturday is the press conference.
Okay.
November 13 is the diabetes
Okay, so November
conference.
12th would be the
Press
press
conference.
conference, and then the actual annual conference is on the 13th.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the press conference, it's from 10:30 to 11:30
Yeah.
a.m. On the 13th, which is the annual conference,
Yeah.
what time does that start?
The registration starts at 7, and we start first speaker. We start the national anthem, the invocation, the welcome
Okay.
at 8 o'clock.
Protocol.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
we have the proclamation resolutions. And then after that we start with the first speaker, and then
Mhm.
second speaker. Oh no, and we have a break. We have exercise break.
I bet it's already it's going to be November 12th, so
No, November 13th.
13. So
Yeah.
so we already probably have a new governor, or maybe the
Oh.
sitting governor.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
and
that's
new
right.
senators, right?
Yeah.
Because the general election is on the 1st.
Yeah, so we'll have the resolution. They always give our speakers, guest speakers, resolutions from the legislature.
I see. Okay. Now, how much is the fee to join?
Oh, this is free. That's why
Oh,
we ask for
nice.
donation.
Okay.
It's a free conference. Everything is free. Our outreach is free. Our diabetes education is free, and all the supplies are donated. Or donate. They give us donation for the
Right.
supplies.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so for the community, there's going to be an annual conference on diabetes on November 13th, and it starts at 7 a.m. It's free. It's going to be at the Guam Hilton,
Hotel.
right? Guam Hilton Hotel. Any particular room at the Guam Hilton?
The Micronesian room.
The Micronesian room. Okay. So again, Micronesian room, November 13th, Micronesian room, at the Guam Hilton, November 13. It's free and lunch is free, right?
There's
If the-
there's no lunch.
Oh, why?
We have mid refreshment.
Oh, you
and
have
Mid
refresh.
refreshment
Okay.
because we have two sessions. One session in the morning, 8 to 12, and another session 1 to 5. So there are two
Just-
sessions with the same speakers.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's the reason why we take a break for lunch. So there's no lunch because the next session is 1 after lunch. And the first session ends at 12. So we have mid refreshment, and we talked to the Hilton just yesterday, and they're suggesting it will be box
I see.
refreshments, you know.
Merienda.
Because
Merienda.
yeah, but because it's assorted, it will be assorted with bread sandwiches, you know, like
Okay.
tuna and
Just healthy stuff.
healthy,
Right.
and tuna and other
Okay.
ham, you know.
And do the participants or have to pay for that?
No,
Okay, so,
so
that
it's
is free.
It's a free mid refreshment with assorted sandwiches, and we have fruits, sliced fruits.
Okay.
So according to the Hilton yesterday, they said we'll put the assorted sandwiches in one box, you know, and they'll put another container, plastic container for the fruits, sliced fruits.
Okay.
So because of the COVID protocol,
Okay.
yeah,
Just
we're
to
gonna
be safe.
we're gonna have box refreshment. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and
Yeah.
then you have an hour break,
Yeah,
and then another.
yeah.
Ano-
So we have different we have different attendees in the morning and another different attendees in the afternoon. So some people they wanna repeat. So say, can we attend the afternoon? I said it's the same speakers and the same topics, but they still want it. I said okay, you can still do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
but we have, and then we have the exercise. You know, we have
Oh, you have a show?
the exercise for just to take a break after a long after a long speech, you know how
so,
it is.
So you're gonna have a Zumba group there?
You know who's gonna do our exercise is Yvonne Harris. He's the instructor at the Hilton. You know,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
She does the Hilton Zumba thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Yvonne. She'll be doing the exercise break. Yeah.
With her group.
Yeah, with her group.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they have a picture here, somewhere.
Interesting. So, for information, what number should they call, Winnie?
Well,
It's still a long ways, but I
they
want to
can
announce it.
They can call me in the landline,
Okay.
the 632-1971. They can call Glynis.
671. You may call Winnie Butler, who's the executive director of the Diabetes Association of Guam, at 632-1971.
And Glynis Almonte, who's our secretary,
Okay.
at 787-4148.
4148.
Yes.
Okay, so
And-
Glynis Almonte is a registered nurse.
Yeah. She's
And,
from UST also.
Yeah, she's also from small world. Okay, so if you want to mark your calendar, November 13th, Diabetes Association Annual Conference at the Hilton Micronesian Room. And you may call Winnie Butler at 632-1971 or the secretary, Glynis Almonte, at 787-4148.
Also, they can call our president, Scott Duenas.
Okay. Yeah.
Scott Duenas at 637-5103.
5103.
Yeah.
Scott Duenas. Oh, I know Scott.
Yeah. And he's not diabetic, but he's our president. He's so active.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
great. That's great. Uh, so Scott Duenas is the president of
The Guam-
the Guam Diabetes Association.
He's the former mayor of
of
Dedido.
Dedido, right? And his number is 637-5703.
No, no, 5103.
5103. 637-5103. So if you want more information, please contact these individual. Well, you know, Winnie, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thanks so much
And-
for having me here.
And I know that for many years, Carl tried to get me to join, right? But I was busy with my
I know,
career,
you're-
and then I was
yeah.
busy with the kids, right? So maybe now
Yeah.
I'll come and join. Just
Mhm.
uh,
It will be nice when you meet our speakers, on
Mhm,
November
mhm.
12th. I'll remind you.
okay.
Yeah, so you
Call
can
me.
you can interview them.
I
Yeah.
could come to the press conference also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear, this is not going to be the first time. We'll talk more as we go along. And ano pa ba pag-uusapan natin? Wala na, di ba? This
Yeah, I
is
think
it.
we have to- yeah.
Right, yeah. So,
Oh, our proclamation is October 2021. October 21.
what's a proclamation?
Proclamation by the governor.
Oh, okay.
The Diabetes Month proclamation is we're holding it.
Oh, okay, okay.
On
So they have
October
the
20.
proclamation.
Yeah,
Blah,
proclamation.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
right?
the
Okay.
proclaiming that November is
Okay.
the Diabetes Month.
Well, remind me, okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
And if I'm busy on that day, I'm sorry, but if I'm not
I have
busy,
your number
I'll come.
now.
Okay?
Yeah.
Nakakatawa tayong dalawa. By the way, well, I have you here because I've been having such a hard time trying to get a hold of past president of FCG.
Sinita.
Yeah, they're also busy. So, can you give my number to Patrick Lucis?
Oh, sure.
And I'd like to I'd like to invite him to this show. I don't know how to get a hold of him.
Oh,
Right.
I have her. I can give you his number.
Okay, or give him my number and he can call me.
Yeah.
Okay, I would really appreciate that. So, Winnie, thank you so much again. It's nice seeing you, my dear. And don't get me involved in UST association anymore. Okay. I have.
I know you're busy.
I'm
I know
wearing
you're busy.
so many hats right
I know
now.
you're busy.
But thank you so much. Maraming salamat. We don't have enough time, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you for
have
having-
to,
Thank you for having me. Yeah,
You're welcome.
I enjoy this. And
Okay, so we'll be right back. We'll do a short break and then we're gonna do a wrap up.
We are agents of change, shining the light on corruption, land scams, children being raped, growing violence, and the wrecking ball of poverty. While we have grown and been able to expose many of the dark corners of our islands because of the confidence you and our advertisers have placed in us, there still is so much more to do, so much more to clean. Kandit's flame must grow brighter. Fuel this fire. If you want the light shined on corruption in our governments, rape and violence against children and women, land scams and poverty, then advertise with us or sponsor our programming in Guam and the CNMI. Call us at 671-922-NEWS or email us at advertise@candidnews.com. This is the future. Fuel this fire.
Welcome back to Kababayan, Kasali Kayo. This is Sally Aquino. Mga kaibigan, mga kababayan, just konti na lang ang oras natin, pero pag-uusapan natin sa susunod na na palabas ng show ko, itong si Senator, newly elected Senator Raffy Tulfo, who is who does his own show in the Philippines. Alam niyo naman yon, yung Raffy Tulfo in action. He was elected senator on the 19th Congress of the Philippines, and he came in third place with 23,396,954 votes. He was the third highest vote getter amongst the senatorial candidate. And I want to talk about this on the next show because he is going to head two committees in the 19th Congress. Okay, very important committees, and one of them is the Committee on Energy. I mean, this man is so vocal that he can get things done. That's probably why they gave him one of the most problematic issues in the Philippines, which is constant, all over the Philippines, power outages. Now, the second committee that he is going to head is called the Committee on, what was that committee? Filipino Workers, or OFW. Overseas Filipino Workers. Okay? And there's a lot of things that's going to happen that he's already proposing to do. And one of them is he's going to get rid of the bad recruiters. So no more chances. If a recruiter does something wrong, nangungurakot yan, nangungurap yan, strike one, out, ban forever. Okay? Tapos, yung mga fees na binabayaran ng mga OFW sa mga recruiters, we're gonna talk about that because I'm going to look into that at the Department of Labor kasi something is going on. Okay. Trending with Raffy Tulfo, Senator Raffy Tulfo, he's also proposing a bill on finally divorce in the Philippines. With all the cheating, because there's so many couples in the Philippines cheating here and there. And he gets a lot of complaints from these husbands and wives and mistresses and so on. So I guess he's getting tired. So now he's going to propose in the 19th Congress, he's going to pen the bill to finally get a divorce in the Philippines. And I'm going to follow that because that's quite interesting. Because right now we don't have divorce in the Philippines. If you want to change spouse for whatever reason, you have to go through annulment. Okay? And how it works in the Philippines, if you don't have the money, it's very expensive. You got to wait forever. So that's what we're going to talk about next show. And I don't know, that's September 3rd. Abangan nyo po itong sa OFW, Overseas Filipino Workers, because it's going to impact the construction industry here on Guam as well. Maraming salamat po at sana nag-enjoy kayo sa show namin with Winnie Butler. And election time, bumoto na ho kayo para mabago natin ang future ng Guam. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much and we'll see you live again on my next show. Kababayan, kasali kayo.